Welcome to our educational exploration of Roman imperial attire. In an era of political and military change, the visual expression of power became of essential importance. The emperors of late antiquity distinguished themselves not only through their political decisions, but also with their impressive official wardrobe, which underscored their strength and divine aura. In today's lesson, we will examine the key elements of the Roman imperial image. We will pay close attention to the symbolism behind every detail, from the purple trousers and the white silk tunic decorated with golden threads, to the special pearl diadem and the characteristic purple cloak known as the paludamentum. Every element of the attire was carefully chosen to convey a message of power, authority, and closeness to the army upon which the emperor relied. During the 3rd century A.D., the Roman Empire experienced a crisis of imperial succession. Several decades of civil war with various generals competing for the imperial throne left society in deep insecurity and need for stability. This translated into an increased centralization of power around the emperor, who would become a quasi-absolute monarch in all but formalities. At the turn of the 4th century, the emperors were no longer considered just first citizens and princes of the Senate, but they were considered quasi-divine beings. Deus et Dominus, God and Master, was the title of the last pagan emperors before the first Christian emperors would transform this concept from outright divinity into being considered God's divine messenger on earth. This pronounced aura of holiness would also be reflected in the imperial vestments, the official clothes of the emperor and court ceremonial. Emperors of late antiquity followed a strict regulation of their official wardrobe, which was dictated by tradition and current fashion trends alike. The vestments seen in this clip are highly faithful replicas of the stately dress of the 4th century A.D. In those days, emperors would choose to dress like their soldiers in order to appear closer to the army, on whom their power relied. Long trousers, a long-sleeved tunic, a red belt, and an oval cloak over the left shoulder were hallmarks of military fashion at the time. The emperor would wear those clothes with his own symbolic colors, however, in order to stand out and be immediately recognizable. Notably, the use of the color purple would be highly symbolical and reserved only for the emperor and his family. Purple dye was made from 3 different types of sea snails of the murex family. It was the most expensive and most luxurious dye in antiquity, as a very large quantity of snails are necessary in order to dye a small amount of fabric. The emperor would traditionally wear military-style long trousers dyed in purple, combined with a white silk tunic with golden decorations called clavi and orbiculi, which were directly woven into the fabric with gold filaments. To this would be added a red military-style belt, which could also be adorned with precious stones. His shoes would be red, another exclusive element of imperial fashion, and adorned with pearls and precious stones. On his head, he would wear a pearl diadem, replacing the traditional laurel leaf crown of earlier emperors. This change may reflect Persian fashion of the time or older Greek traditions. It is speculated if emperors would not also sometimes wear wigs specifically made to imitate a certain hairstyle, in case they did not have full hair. Several instances of the use of wigs are recorded for Roman emperors. Finally, the oval purple cloak, called chlamys in Greek or paludamentum in Latin, would be placed over the emperor's shoulders and fastened with a special golden fibula called cornucopium. The purple cloak was the highest symbol of power in the empire. Its use was strictly only permitted to acting emperors. Anyone who tried to copy that style could be prosecuted for high treason. The purple cloak also features a square of woven in golden filament, a so-called tablion. We find ample evidence for this long-lived imperial fashion in Roman depictions between the 3rd and the 8th centuries A.D. This project is made possible through the wide partnership of esteemed organizations and under the Erasmus Plus program, with the Interactive Bulgaria Foundation serving as the project coordinator. Other partners include Mos Maiorum Ulpiae Serdicae and the National High School for Ancient Languages and Cultures, Konstantin Kirill Philosoph from Bulgaria, the European School Brussels IV from Belgium, Associatia Culturala Tomis from Romania, Familia Gladiatoria Ejesulet from Hungary, and Geza Frank from Austria. In addition, the 18th High School, Sofia and Dwolf Studio from Bulgaria contribute as associated partners. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to exploring even more fascinating chapters of history together.